welcome to the Nail Engineer and Merry Christmas. Well, I know it's not Christmas yet, but today we are going to do these Christmas nails. So I'm very much in the Christmas spirit, and I decided to call this look Ice Queen because it's a bit icy. So this is a review video of some Born Pretty products, one of which was kindly sent to me by them as a free sample, this one here. And this is really the star of the show, and this is something that I have not seen anywhere else. If we just take a look, and I know that I'm going to struggle, there we go, to focus in on this because it's just so OMG. It's a flake. Now we remember when flakes first came about, they were kind of chameleon flakes, and then magic of magics came unicorn flakes, which were kind of clear, like white iridescent flakes. And now it's the third generation of nail flake, the Unichrome Flake. That's what I've decided to call it anyway, because they always have like the same kind of like stock palette, sequin, cloud, flake nails, whatever, for all of them. But this is really something quite special. This is 40879 if you want to order it on the website. So I put it over this pop so that I'd be able to kind of see what it looked like over different colours. This side of the pop here is patted onto a tacky layer, and this side of the pop here is chromed onto non-white top coat. See the difference? I should also mention, if I pop the light off there and pop the light off there, it'll go very, very dark, but you'll see that in natural light, which there is not much natural light at the minute, admittedly, it's much less of a kind of a dramatic effect, and I'll include some pictures in daylight at the end of this. I've got this flake on the Sweary over a white base, and that's Gel Bottle Ink Daisy, which is my go-to 2-coat opaque, no wrinkle white gel polish with excellent. And on the pinky and the thumb, I've got it over this pale icy blue, which is actually a custom mix that I've mixed up, and oh joy of joys, I've already got fluff on. Never mind, I'll pick that off screen. So here we've got, when I got Daisy, I stopped using my Madame Glam Perfect White, which wasn't so perfect, which would take kind of 3 coats generally, and they couldn't be generous coats, otherwise it would wrinkle. So my half a bottle that I still had left of this, I put 8 drops of vintage blue in it, and this is what we got. And it's a very, very nice subtle kind of greyish icy blue. So what else we've got going on this mani, as well as the flakes on blue and white backgrounds, is this gorgeous thing. And again, it's a fairly generic description that Born Pretty put on everything on the website. So what I'm calling this is nano mylar flakes. Why? Well, because if you've seen my opal videos, you'll have seen Glitterati do these micro mylar flakes. And just to give you a bit of context, here's a normal kind of mylar flake, which you can see the particle sizes in there. So that's a mylar flake. The micro mylar flakes, which are here, are of a smaller particle size. However, you still need to encapsulate them with like a builder gel, I find. But this, when I ordered it, and I ordered this, I actually paid for this one. It's only this one of the whole video that was actually a PR sample. This one here, can you see see how very thin and fine those are, with those other flakes being a micro flake and with these being a little bit finer. I decided, well, what's like, you Greek, what's next down from micro? Nano. So this is they on this pop, and these are already proving quite popular. I've got these in several colours that I have bought. Here's another one. Oh yeah, I should mention this one is 40359-1 and this one is -2, and you can see that this is like a pink and green flash. I'll bung some pictures up on the end of this, but yeah, it's really, really pretty. So we're going to have that in a stripe, and then the final thing that we've got are these stars and snowflakes. Ta-da! Which I'll put the part numbers or the stock numbers in the description below, and they're kind of lovely iridescent. Before we get going, I've got a tip-top tip for you on the application of these, especially if, like me, you're putting them onto a natural nail. It's not like you're embedding them in an enhancement of gel or acrylic, and you really need them to like not be sticking up on the nail. And the Born Pretty ones actually are okay. They're a little bit thinner than some of the other ones. In fact, let's do one of these. And basically how I get it to lay flat on the nail is to bend it. And you can do it by rolling it on maybe an orange wood stick or a brush handle. But I've got this funny little tip for you if you have got a barrel curler. So first up, you're going to want, I just use a bit of greaseproof paper and pop it in there, and you are going to want it about this length, which is about 6 inches. Yes, that really is 6 inches, not 12, if there's any guys watching. And there it is, safely snuggled. And the reason why you want it to be that length is you want to be able to hold it while you use your barrel curlers. Yay! And I know that this is like extreme, but hey ho. So you want to be able to hold it steady. Oh, not like that. Now be careful, if you've got those heat-proof gloves, by all means use them. But now I'm able to hold it steady, and I'm going to count to 10. So there's my 10 seconds. Bring it out, and what you can also do while it's still warm is just give it a little roll like that, just to kind of keep that bend in it until it's cooled down. So next up, we're going to do this finger, and if anyone's thinking, oh, that looks a bit like fat and chunky, yeah, I know, that's because when I did it on this hand, I wasn't sure if I was just going to leave it at that. So I haven't actually filed this. This is just as it went. So I probably will kind of file it back and make it a bit crispy and pop some top coat on, but at the minute, can't be asked. So I am just taking rubber base coat here and putting a nice thin layer of this on my ring finger, because the purpose is purely to grab onto the bits of glitter that I'm going to put on the nail. So just a nice thin layer don't worry if it starts to pit. I've just retrieved that from my boobs, which is where it's going back to keep nice and warm because it's like winter and stuff and it's cold. And when it's cold, it just doesn't flow as nicely. Now, this little thing, don't know what that was, don't want it. Bye bye hitchhiker. Basically I've got 3 snowflakes and 3 stars on the nail. So because I am a bit Rain Man, I want it to go the same way. So I want silver star, blue star, sorry, silver snowflake, blue snowflake, and then another silver one. So I'm just going to kind of, sorry, went off screen there a bit. Just kind of dump them on the nail at first. Try and get them on the right way. And I've pre-bent all of these using my my hack, and you don't actually have to pre-bend them. I just find, because I've got a fairly tight C curve, that I do need to. So if we have a look there, they're just about in the right kind of position, and obviously I just need to make sure that the bend sits in line with my C curve. So what I'll do is we'll just make sure that they're about right. Needs to go down a bit further. Yeah, they look pretty similar in position. And while I was off camera, I top coated the flaky nails and also top coated this. And now the final thing to do is to encapsulate this. And normally, if I hadn't like bent those into shape, I would need to encapsulate in Builder Gel, but actually I'm just going to use rubber top coat, which again has been nestling in my boobs so that it flows nicely. Now with rubber top coat, what you can do is you can apply it in quite a thick layer if you have a lamp like I do that has that low heat setting to stop that evil heat spike. And what you can do is you can take it out after approximately 30 seconds just to check all around the nail that everything has been fully encapsulated, that you've got no like little edges sticking up. And that way, if you've pulled it out and it's only part cured, then you will be able to go in with another layer to build it up without having to buff back, because it will only be part cured so it'll be nice and rubbery and you'll be able to kind of grab on. So around the edges I want to actually wipe my brush off because I don't want to flood the cuticle, and I just want to make sure I get right in to those edges without getting onto the skin. And sorry, I said flood the cuticle when I meant flood the sidewall, but you know what I mean. So all I've done there is I've put on a big dollop, distributed it about the nail, scraped off, and then moved it around, and now I'll just hang upside down, and I'm pretty confident that that'll actually be enough, that I won't need a second coat, and that will have gotten it, she said. And then I looked around the side and no, actually, yeah, I think I've done alright with that. So I'll get that into cure and then we're all done. So as I suspected, that one dollop of rubber top coat was enough to get all of the parts covered, and you can check that by doing the stick test where you just rub the stick around the surface of the nail, and if you don't find any bits kind of scratching and catching, then job's a good one. So those are my Ice Queen Born Pretty nails, which are essentially a review of that wonderful Unichrome Flake 40879, and oh my god, it's the prettiest thing I think that I've ever seen. It's just wow, and it looks different as well depending on what colours you apply it over. So, and it does go really nicely with these iridescent snowflakes and these nano flakes, which I really like these mylar nano flakes as well. So easy to wear and apply. So I hope you enjoyed these Christmas nails. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.